Alright guys, here are today's top stories in Out in the World segment. Number 1, I've had President Ruto tell Oburu that he should strengthen ODM, then they'll meet in 2027 to discuss how they'll share power and draft a new MOU. In fact, here's the tip.
Nimeambia wana ODM, my friends, nyinyi jipangeni. Sawa sawa? Si muko na party leader, si muko na viongozi wenu, mujipange. Sisi nitapanga wale wengine. Alafu tutakutana, tutaunda serikali pamoja. Nyinyi muko tayari ama muko tayari? Muko tayari ama muko tayari? ODM utajipanga.
Now what does that speech from the president mean? It means Kindiki will be dumped in the near future. And for the avoidance of doubt, it also means that as Ruto seeks a second term, Mlima Kenya will not be in the matrix. For the first time, they'll miss out on the presidency, the deputy president seat, and the prime cabinet secretary seat. Even Moses Kuria believes this will be the case. Just listen into this.
Mount Kenya will cede all their rights. When Mount Kenya voted for the first time for a candidate of another tribe, 2022, it was a moment of joy. For us, it was a moment of pride. People accuse us of we can't support somebody else. For the first time, we proved people wrong by voting 4 million votes for William Ruto and 1 million plus votes for Raila Odinga. There was people I called Wahiga Mohora and Mora Higa and all that. We left people from our community and we voted for people who are not from our community. I think we cleansed ourselves. Now, sadly, and I'm sure if you ask Rigathi Gachagua from where he sits, I'm sure he's regretting.
Now, how I wish this to be true. If only Ruto can be foolish enough to drop Kindiki and pick a group which has a low voter turnout even when their own revered Raila Odinga is the candidate. Sikitamramba mbaya sana, and I'm hoping that is the direction he takes. I would love to see Ruto going for president, Wanga or Raymond Omolo or whoever in that group as deputy, Mudavadi endelee na hiyo prime cabinet yake, Musalia pale kwa bunge, wapoteze pamoja, waende nyumbani pamoja. It is a very good strategy na tunawaunga mkono. Second story of the day. Just the other day, the famous noisemaker Junet Mohamed told us that Sifuna was busy trying to sell ODM to Uhuru Kenyatta. But guess what? Turns out he's the broker ODM was warned about. I say this because according to Rigiji, when other leaders rushed to India to collect Raila's body, Junet stayed behind to negotiate with Ruto. Just listening to this.
William Ruto amenunua ODM, imeuzwa na Junet na Wanga. Tayari wamechukua deposit. Yeah? Sasa siku Raila alikufa, the day Raila died, Junet used to be with Raila throughout. He never went to collect his body. Alifika airport akajifanya ni mgonjwa, akawachwa akiuza ODM. Hao mabroka wameuza ODM.
Yet Junet is busy calling Sifuna a broker. The irony. Third and final story of the day. Now here's what Shola Ad is saying on Twitter, and I quote, "Today, I want us as citizens to ask CS Duale and the SHA CEO to publish SHA payment data from August to December. In Minnesota, fake daycares were created and used to loot millions from public funds. In Kenya, fake or questionable hospitals, many concentrated in northeastern, were used to loot millions from SHA. In both cases, the fraud only came to light because payment data was open and accessible. After we exposed the irregularities in Kenya, SHA stopped publishing the data publicly. Today, the consequences are clear. Real hospitals like ATRH are struggling to operate, yet money continues to flow elsewhere. Without access to the data, the public cannot verify how public funds are being used. In the US, some of the fraudsters have already been jailed. In Kenya, DCI ETC performed a stunt, and that was the end of it. Transparency is not an attack, it is accountability. And I, for one, agree, because if the Americans did an internal self-audit and they discovered that in Minnesota they were leaking funds to fraudsters who were pretending to feed kids, and instead they were building apartments in South Sea, buying resorts in Diani and land in Mandera town. Now what about if we open up the books of SHA? How many Range Rovers, how many Aston Martins, how many beachfront properties have been bought through the money that we pay under this fictitious thing called SHA? It could be billions. I would even argue that some of the people who give out 2 million in churches, 7 million to this school to buy a bus, 4 million to this person who alidhulumiwa for whatever reason, those people need to be followed closely, and you will discover, if a proper investigation is done, that they are actually siphoning SHA funds, housing funds, and it has all been just a big Ponzi scheme to fund the lifestyle, the politics, and the goals of a few individuals. And I would dare say that such people need to be put behind bars. And it's not a matter of if It's a matter of when. Because once this government loses in 2027, Rigiji and Kalonzo have both committed the fact that they are going to scrap SHA and the housing levy. They are going to open the books and audit everything. And everyone who stole is going to be brought to book under a new DCI, a new EACC, and an empowered judicial system. So I can't wait for that to happen. Anywho, guys, that's all I had for you today. Now on to the whole segment. Do drop me your comments in the comment section below. Do you think we should open up the books to see where our money is going, or should we just keep quiet and be good citizens, or naive for that matter? Just drop me your comments. I'll do my best to read them and to give you a response. So with that, here are today's ads of the day. If you're in need of office partitioning or home interior works, i.e. kitchen cabinets, modern media walls, wall decoration, wainscoting, wardrobes, tiles, bathrooms, window blinds, gypsum and so on, reach out to Suima's Interiors at 07170 443 or info@suimas.co.ke, and they'll get all your needs sorted out. Whatever it may be, all interior works, these guys are the best at it.
Right now, I'm with my team headed to a client's house in Ruto for consultation. That is to take measurements of the windows, go through our catalog with the client, and then once they decide on the color and the fabric they want, we'll get busy sewing, and at long last, the curtains installation will be on us. So if you're looking for curtains, shears, curtain rods, curtain accessories, reach out to Phoenix Curtains and Interior Decor and we will sort you out. Call us on 0724 414153.
And if you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula. Hit the subscribe button, you're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.